So I got a call yesterday from one of our alums, a graduate of the class of 1965, Vida Sue Snavely. I've known Vida Sue for a long time. She's super excited about homecoming this year because it's their 50th reunion. And what's interesting about that is I was visiting with her and she's inviting me to all their activities for the weekend. It's fun to look back, to think about what life was like 50 years ago. So I'm gonna go back to 1965. So the Dow Jones Industrial Averages stock market closed in 1965 at 969 points. Today, we could look at our phone and know that the Dow hopefully is trading above 16,000 points. Gas, anybody have an idea what a gallon of gas costs? Yeah, like 31 cents. And by the way, back then they had these things called stamps. We had to pay for mail. Back then, a stamp cost 5 cents for a first class parcel. Two important new laws came on the books in 1965. The Voting Rights Act ensured that everyone had the right to vote, and the Higher Education Act instituted laws that allowed for the financial aid, affordable financial aid, and low-interest loans that we still see today. Warren Buffett gets controlling interest in a little company called Berkshire Hathaway. In the US, we started transmitting hypertext or multiple linked messages and graphics over this thing called the internet. A new car cost a little more than a couple $1,000. We had combat troops in Vietnam for the first time, and the miniskirt was fashionable. Cigarette packets started printing warning labels. And Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, was in its second season during the holidays on these things we called back then television sets. A year earlier, the first disposable diaper was introduced by Pampers, and the FDA approved the birth control pill. J.K. Rowling and Dr. Dre were born in 1965. So the most incredible thing about the class of 1965 really is this class. Nearly every single living member that graduated is coming back. They're coming back from all across the country. They're coming back from abroad, making the weekend of October 10th a priority on their calendars. And so I asked the question, why do they want to come back? And so it's clear they want to come back and see one another, right? They enjoy the time they spent together, and they want to do that on campus. And I would tell you that faculty think that they come back to see that, which I'm sure they come back to see some faculty, and that's nice. But really, the reason they come back because of you. They really do. I've been a part of homecoming and alumni events for the last 13 years. And I will tell you that there's just something romantic about imagining yourself being in your 20s again. See, they come back wanting to remember what the adventure of life was like at the beginning versus the end. They want me to go on and on all night talking about you and sharing stories about the things that you're doing on campus. They make gifts to support the things you want and the things that you need. They attend your events as if you are their children and grandchildren, reliving their own experience, wishing they could do it again, hoping that you'll take the advantage of the beginning of your venture at McPherson College, learning from the missteps that will inevitably happen. So the challenge really is to you in your experience at McPherson College, as some of you are starting your adventure for the first time this year and others are wrapping up, is that when you come back, you don't have any regrets. And to remember that you're supported on your adventure by a community that is around you all the time. This is your family, this is your home, this is McPherson College. And I shared this with the new students during the first day of orientation, that you made a commitment to us. And for those of you who've been at McPherson College for a while, you continue to make that commitment every single year. You picked us, but remember, we also picked you. We've invested a lot into your lives and in what we expect out of you in your career. And we have some huge expectations of each of you as you start the beginning of your commitment or as you continue your commitment, all of which will culminate here in Brown Auditorium with your graduation. So this community that I talk about, you often hear us describing how we feel about you. And there's a term that's been going on primarily with our alumni, but you've probably seen the t-shirts called Bulldog Pride. And so for me, I'm going to lift up some great examples of Bulldog Pride. So Bulldog Pride is the fact that the Chronicle of Higher Education named McPherson College a great place to work for. Why? Because we like working with students. It's what we do. It's at the center of what we do. Bulldog Pride is competing to win at Pebble Beach. It's winning a championship on the field and then the very next day getting your art juried in a top art competition. It's finishing your senior project and putting something new into the world. It's about ETCH. It's about a 9% student-run investment, 9% return on a student-run investment for the business department. It's about First Schneider's. It's about the Horizon Fund and the ideas that you have. It's about designing and completing a service project that actually changes a life. It's about mastering a piece of music. And Bulldog Pride is about getting your first job and being accepted in graduate school or graduate program. So we started this movement with our alumni branded at Bulldog Pride. Again, you've seen the t-shirts. We want to start to move that onto our campus. And the one thing you need to know about this Bulldog Pride movement is you have to actually earn the t-shirt. So we're not just handing them out. You have to. A lot of times, I think what Dave Barrett said, you have to make a gift. You have to make a commitment. You have to share a story. You have to help us out in some way. You have to make us proud. And so we want to give you an opportunity to extend this to campus. So we're designing some new shirts for you so that you can earn them as you make us proud. So look for more information on that later. So I think that you've got a front row seat through the social media that we have access to, through technology, and just the fact that you're at college, to pretty much everything that's going on in the world. You're not going to miss much, and the options for you in your life are limitless. And remember this, and I know several of you, when you've heard me speak in the past when we were recruiting as a student, I share that this is truly a safe place for you to test your ideas and to challenge other people's ideas, to figure out the beginnings of a plan for your life and your career, a place to serve, a place to lead. And it's really a place for you to decide how you're going to make all of this happen. So again, I encourage you to take advantage of this amazing community, your fellow students, faculty, the staff, all of which are stepping up in a big way to support you in this adventure. And I would encourage you to stick together, give more than you take, and stay focused on what matters most, which is your degree. Embrace the challenge of this new year, knowing that no matter what stage you are in your journey, that we're all with you along the way. So, now, go out and do something good, and make this a great day to be a Bulldog. Thanks. Have a great year.